Now, Hillary Clinton has just announced to members of her White House transition team that she will use if she wins in November. Now, you will not be surprised to know that her team is filled with pro-establishment figures. The leader of them being Ken Salazar. Now, Ken Salazar is a former lawmaker who left government to become a partner at a major law and lobbying firm. So great. Now, the announcement Tuesday comes as Clinton has campaigned against the so-called revolving door that allows politicians to go between public and private sector work. However, I'm thinking that Ken probably is an exception. According to the International Business Times, Salazar served as Colorado's Attorney General, U.S. Senator, and Interior Secretary before traveling through that revolving door and taking a job in 2013 as a partner at WilmerHale. WilmerHale is a law and lobbying colossus that have been called one of the most influential forces in Washington. Oh, lovely. Salazar's biography to date says that he provides legal, strategic, and policy advice to national and international clients, particularly on matters of intersection of law, business, and public policy. He is one of 39 former public officials now working at WilmerHale, according to the Nonpartisan Center for Responsive Politics. Now, the firm, WilmerHale, has been in a little bit of a trouble as of late, with the firm recently being the subject of a ProPublica investigation that showed one of its partners gave a personal loan to Gene Sperling. Now, who is Gene Sperling? Gene Sperling was Obama's economic advisor from, I believe, 2009 to 2011. This is a little bit from that investigation. In 2011, Sperling borrowed between $100,000 and $250,000 from Howard Shapiro. Now, Shapiro is a top partner at the firm WilmerHale. Shapiro and WilmerHale clients have included major financial institutions such as Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan Chase. So that's just to give you a rundown of the types of clients this firm has taken on and has represented. Now, the loans from Shapiro to Sperling were reviewed and cleared by White House counsel and the Office of Government Ethics. Oh, of course. They looked at that and said, oh, private loans going to one person who works at a lobbying firm to Obama's economic advisor? Where's the problem in that? Go ahead. Go ahead and have at it. Give him over $100,000. By the way, he charged very, very low interest, about 5%, which is lower than what a normal bank would do in such high loans. And there are a lot of banks that wouldn't give up such big loans in the first place. Now, the issue here is that, look, these kinds of loans from someone, as I said, representing, working at a firm that represented banks to a government official, well, that kind of stinks. That really stinks, right? And of course, it just shows you that revolving door, right? The whole thing. Now, for Salazar, he's actually not a registered lobbyist, but he appears to fit the description of the kind of power broker that Hillary Clinton had recently criticized. Now, what do I mean by criticized? Well, in a 2015 op-ed Clinton wrote with Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, she said that increasingly Americans' trust in government is eroding. A big reason for that is the so-called revolving door between government and the private sector. You don't say. Loopholes allowed the former government officials to lobby in practice, even if they aren't officially called lobbyists. They offer regulatory access to private interests as outside advisors or strategic counselors. That means they can avoid legal requirements that lobbyists have to meet. But when it comes to Ken Salazar, let's forget all of that. Oh, I'm not against him. I'm just against lobbyists in general. But Ken Salazar, he's my buddy. He's my buddy. I know him. So let's just bring him onto my transition team. Once again, it's not just a revolving door. It's the fact that these people who are now in government represented firms that do business with the government, and it's not. It's completely transparent. We can see this. We can see this happen, right? And we can see that these people will now go and say, well, look, I represented this bank and I think that they could use some tax cuts. I'm not saying, well, I'm not representing the banks. I used to work there, but now I'm in government. So it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Now, for example, the recent lobbying filings show that in 2016, WilmerHale represented Cigna as it pursues a controversial merger with Anthem. Records show that the firm has also represented Delta Airlines, investment firm Lazard Group, insurance giant Liberty Mutual, telecommunications behemoth Verizon, and Newmont Mining. So this is the firm Salazar worked for. Now he's in government. Oh boy. And as I said, this same firm also gave, a member of this same firm gave Gene Sperling, Obama's economic advisor, personal loans. That doesn't look at all shady? That's super shady, dude. Super. Now, for Salazar's part, he will lead the transition team that includes former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm, Center for American Progress President Neera Tanden, and former White House National Security Advisor Tom Donilon. Now, Tom is a former mortgage industry lobbyist who is now a partner specializing in public policy and political strategy at a major corporate law firm in Washington. You see how this is all connected? These are all super important people in very important positions inside of Washington. They're all Washington insiders and pro-establishment politicians. And they've all, nearly all of them, have been through this revolving door. Now, of course, the Clinton campaign says, no, you know what? These people are the most qualified. These are smart people, so we shouldn't care where they come from. In a statement published by Politico, Clinton's campaign chairman John Podesta said, "These individuals, who bring a deep level of experience in the work of presidential transitions, will help us build a team that is ready to govern after the general election." Well, govern on behalf of who? The lobbyists? The corporations? That seems pretty likely. And as the International Business Times notes, despite her anti-lobbyist rhetoric, Hillary Clinton has raised more than $7 million from registered lobbyists. And aside from just the pay-to-play angle, let's look at what kind of policies that Ken Salazar himself have promoted. Since leaving government, Salazar has personally promoted the Keystone XL pipeline, defended fracking, and even defended the TPP. In November, Salazar authored a joint op-ed with former Interior Secretary Bruce Babbitt, saying that the TPP is a strong trade deal that will level the playing field for workers to help middle-class families get ahead. It is also the greenest trade deal ever. Like super green. You wouldn't believe how green it is. It's fantastic. Politico also reports that Salazar is now opposing a ballot measure designed to restrict fracking in his home state of Colorado. Did I also mention that fracking's fucking awesome? That's Salazar, man. He's in favor of all the stuff that progressives are against. And Hillary Clinton says, Salazar, he's my transition guy. He's not only a member of the team, he's the leader. And he's going to help me build a team of pro-corporatists that I'm going to have in my administration that are going to pass pro-corporate policies that my masters love. What's not to like about that? There's more. Salazar has also previously asserted that, quote, "there's not a single case where hydraulic fracking has created an environmental problem for anyone." For anyone! Tell that to the people who can light their tap water on fire. Tell that to the people who now have significant health problems due to fracking chemicals ending up in their water supply. Tell that to the people who now experience earthquakes due to fracking where there weren't earthquakes before. Look, man, Ken Salazar is the worst kind of person to put on Hillary Clinton's team. This is a man who's represented corporations over human beings, is pro-fracking, pro-Keystone, and of course, worst of all, pro-TPP. If you had any question of the type of people that Hillary Clinton will end up putting on her team if she wins the election, this is your answer. And it's not good. Hey everybody, if you like this video, then please like this video and share. And if you want to see more like this, then please hit that subscribe button below.